Imagine you could peek inside any computer or network, find its weak spots, and see what's running just with one tool. Sounds cool, right? That's NMAP, short for Network Mapper, and it's what hackers and security pros use every day. Don't worry if you've never heard of it. This video's got you covered. We're diving deep into NMAP, exploring all the ways it scans stuff, and even playing with something called the NMAP scripting engine. Stick around, cause you're about to learn something awesome. Okay, before we jump to the computer and start doing things, let's figure out what NMAP is and why it's so great. The name gives a hint. It maps networks. But how? It's easy, I promise. If you know a little about computers, you might already know that every device on the internet, like your phone or laptop, gets an IP address. Think of an IP address as a special number, like your house address, that tells the internet where your device lives. When someone does a security test, like a penetration test, or plays those hacker games, all they get is an IP address. From there, they have to figure out everything else. How? With NMAP. NMAP scans an IP address. It could be one device, a few, or a whole network, and finds open doors, weak spots, and what's running behind those doors. Hold up, let's talk about those doors, called ports, because they're super important. If you don't get ports, NMAP might feel confusing. Picture the internet like a giant apartment building, and your computer's one apartment inside. When you order food or get a package, it doesn't just pop into your room, right? It comes through the front door, and someone brings it to your apartment number. Ports are like that. They're numbers that help data find the right spot on your device. Your computer has 65,536 ports. You don't need to memorize them. Some ports are always for specific things, like port 80 for websites or port 22 for SSH, a way to control devices remotely. When you use NMAP, it's like knocking on these doors saying, "Hey, anyone there?" If the door's open, something's running, like a website or program. If it's closed, nothing's home. And if it's blocked, called filtered, a security wall like a firewall is stopping you. Alright guys, now that we've got the NMAP basics down, let's dive into the fun part, hands-on scanning. Grab your laptop, crack open that terminal, and let's roll. If you don't have NMAP installed yet, hit pause, swing by nmap.org, snag it for your system, and come back. All good? Awesome, here we go. First, let's start simple. Type NMAP followed by an IP, like 192.168.10.1. Your router's IP works if you're testing at home. Quick reminder, only scan stuff you own or have permission for, cause hitting random IPs without consent is a no-go legally, and we're keeping it clean. Hit enter, and NMAP scans the top 1,000 ports. You'll see what's open, like HTTP on 80 or SSH on 22, and if they're open, closed, or filtered. It's a fast way to peek at what's up. But NMAP's got more juice than that. Let's go stealthy with NMAP-SS and the IP. That -SS is a TCP SYN scan. Super sneaky, cause it just taps the port and bails before fully connecting. If it gets a reply, it knows the port's open, but it's tougher for firewalls to spot. Same output, just quieter vibes. If you're cool with being loud, try NMAP-ST and the IP. This does a full TCP connect, shakes hands with every port, so it's more reliable, but way more noticeable. Bonus. It works without root access, unlike -SS, so it's clutch if you're stuck on a basic account. Want to hit UDP? Go NMAP-SU and the IP. UDP's slower because there's no handshake, NMAP's just waiting for a pingback. But it's gold for finding DNS on 53 or SNMP on 161. Mix it with TCP using NMAP-SS-SU and the IP to cover both in one sweep. Scanning a whole network? Try NMAP 192.168.10.0/24. That /24 means it's hitting all 256 IPs in that range. You'll see every live device, their ports and services, like a full map of your network. Let's zero in. Say you only want specific ports. Add -P, like NMAP-P 22, 80, 443, and the IP for SSH, HTTP, and HTTPS, or a range, like -P1 to 1000, to check the first 1000. Want to go big? NMAP-P- and the IP hits all 65,536 ports. Just don't expect it to finish quick. Now, let's dodge some defenses. Throw in -F, like NMAP-F and the IP. That -F fragments packets, breaks them into tiny chunks, so firewalls might not piece it together and block you. Want to get crazier? Double it up with double F for even smaller fragments. Pair it with -SS, like NMAP-SS-F and the IP, for stealth plus evasion. How about OS and version info? Hit NMAP-A in the IP. It's aggressive. Ports, OS guesses, service versions, even scripts. You might spot Apache 2.4 or Ubuntu pop up. It's loud, so save it for when stealth's not the goal. Timing's key too. Speed it up with -T4, like NMAP-T4 and the IP, or go max with -T5. Faster might miss stuff or trip alarms though. Want to creep slow? Use -T1 or -T2 to stay under the radar. Let's dig into the NMAP scripting engine, NSE, cause it's where NMAP gets bananas. Add script to run scripts for crazy deep dives. Start easy with NMAP-script banner and the IP. It snags banners from ports showing server versions or greetings. Looking for holes? Try NMAP-script vuln and the IP. It runs vuln scripts, flagging stuff like outdated software or known exploits with details, like, heads up, this could be trouble. Get specific with NMAP-script, SSH auth methods, -P22 and the IP to see how SSH logins work, passwords or keys, or NMAP-script, HTTP enum-p80, and the IP to hunt web server directories like /admin or /secret. One more NSE trick. NMAP-script whois IP and the IP grabs whois data, like who owns it. Also, check firewall rules with NMAP-script, firewall bypass and the IP. It probes for weak spots you might slip through. Oh, and ping sweeps. Use NMAP-SN-192.168.19.0/24 to just find live hosts without port scanning, quick and quiet. Or skip pings entirely with -PN, like NMAP-PN and the IP, if you think a firewall's blocking ICMP. Save it all with -ON output.txt, like nmap-a-onscan.txt and the IP, for a text dump. Or OX for XML if you're feeding it elsewhere. There it is, fam. Basic scans, stealth, UDP, networks, evasion with -F and spoofing, plus NSE madness. NMAP's got tons more. Play with NMAP-help or the docs to keep going. What's your first scan gonna be? Hit the comments, let me know. If this rocked, smash that like, subscribe for more, and I'll catch you next time. Keep hacking legally and have fun.